welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today to learn more about our member marketing advantage that we've prepared for you. We're really excited to share with you some of the really great things that we've come up with to offer our members a marketing multi-platform package here. So I'm going to go ahead and let Julie kick it off. This program is being recorded, just to let you guys know. And also feel free to pop into the chat or the Q&A portion of this at any time so we can answer any of the questions that you may have. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Julie. Thank you, Julie.
Thanks, Janelle. Hi, everybody. I'm Julie Hill-Lynn with 11 Marketing and Consulting, and I have collaborated with Janelle in the Howell Chamber and also with Rich at WHMI to create what we think is a super strategic, smart marketing plan for you as a Howell Chamber member. And we put a lot of thought into this. Not only is it targeted and strategic, but it's very cost effective too. And we're very excited to present this to you today. So let's dive into it. Okay, let me move you over here. Okay, so there's 3 components to this marketing campaign. The first one will be with the radio campaign through WHMI, which Rich will get into. There's also going to be a digital campaign through Xfinity, and that's very exciting to be able to have a digital component. And then finally, a social media campaign, which is not actually posting on a Facebook page, but actually placing Facebook buys and Instagram buys and YouTube advertising buys. And then again, we will go through each of these 3 components for you today. So Rich, you are up.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rich Renko. I am the General Sales Manager for WHMI. Those of you who are familiar with the radio station, and those of you who are not, I guess just as a Reader's Digest version of it, the station is a classic hits radio station. We target 30 to 60 years of age demographics. But what we are known for and what our bread and butter is to this community is truly our attachment to our local communities with the news and information that we provide every single day on the radio station at the top and the bottom of the hour. We are blessed to be actually the only licensed radio station in this area, and specifically to Howell. And you know, the conversation with Janelle and the Chamber of Commerce kind of started several months ago in trying to figure out a way to think outside of the box to give the chamber a platform to communicate with our community using the strength of WHMI. But more importantly, or as important as that, is to give you an opportunity as a business owner and member of the chamber access to those ideas and that platform. So I'm going to kind of go through this, and this is really what I'm going to say is part 1, what you're going to see on your screen. At the end of this, Janelle's going to actually play another opportunity that we have as part 2 of this. But to start off is that in meeting with Janelle and the chamber, to think about as far out of the box as I possibly could, what I've offered back basically to the chamber is to give the chamber a 30-minute program on Sunday mornings to air each week on WHMI. It is what we do for the community. It is a program really designed in twofold. One, to allow the chamber to tell our community what's going on. All right. It can be as simple as whether it's the Fantasy of Lights that's happening up in this month, or if there are specific things inside our community that our business leaders need to know. It's an opportunity to be able to give a platform to communicate with the community in a much different way. In addition to that, what it does is it allows you as a member and business owner a 10-minute segment inside this program to talk about your business, and whether that is a new business in town and to be able to speak directly to the consumer on that in the community, or maybe you're adding another location, or quite frankly, maybe you're in a position where you need to recruit and to talk to the community on what your needs are and how you can best serve your consumer on that. So you would get a spot in that show over the course of the year, and Janelle, obviously with the packaging on this, will explain some of that later on. The recording will be on WHMI on our air on that Sunday morning, but as important as that is, it also lives on my podcast platform. as well as the chamber site and the social media assets that go out. A lot of people don't, I mean, they know the strength of the radio station. They know who we are to the community. They know that we are Livingston County and we are Howell's radio station. But WHMI.com is an absolute behemoth in our area. And I'm really happy to say, so you can go down to the 5th bullet point on this, and that you can see at the end in parentheses that we have over 900 hits or page views on a month-to-month basis to WHMI.com. We do that because we are providing the news and information of what's happening in our local communities every single day. And we drive that audience every hour of the day, 365 days a year to WHMI.com. For more information on this story or for more information on whatever, go to WHMI.com. Last month, we were over 1 million page views, right, on our website. So I know I've got scale and I know I've got eyeballs that come to my website, and we promote our podcast throughout the week for a variety of ways to do this. And I'll show you this in an example of what we're talking about. At the end of the recording that you're on, you will get a copy of this via MP3 to be able to use on your site. We know that it's going to be uploaded not only to the WHMI site, but to the Howell Chamber of Commerce site as well. The taping will also be done in video form, which you will also get a copy of that. When I talk about our website, if you go to my community page right now, what you end up seeing is we're going to actually create a drop down that have 2 different links. One will be directly to the Howell Chamber of Commerce link, so people can go directly to the Chamber of Commerce to see what's happening in our area. And the content itself will be controlled by the Chamber, which is good for everybody because it's obviously what's going to be important to our business leaders as well as to our community and our residents, but also to the people that are outside that we're trying to bring in to either shop and hopefully in 2021, we're back face-to-face with a number of our events. The other one is going to be really a hyperlink to the membership page from the Howell Chamber. So if there's information that our consumers are hearing, or like, hey, wait, I need some more information on that business, it gives that opportunity just to go to our website, click on that link, and it takes them now to the membership page with hyperlinks also to your businesses. Now, one of the things that I talked about us when we promote this is we're going to promote the show that's upcoming on that upcoming Sunday, a minimum of 15 times a week on a Monday through Saturday basis. What I've said to Janelle, I think it's very important, is each week that the show is going to be done, we're going to produce a promo for the next week's show, highlighting the guests that are going to be on that show. So make sure that, hey, tune in this Sunday when Janelle is going to be speaking to XYZ Home Comfort, new business in town. And so we're going to promote your name in those promos throughout that week as well. So we know that we've been doing this now and to give some people an opportunity to have a program, because we run Viewpoint, on Sunday mornings, and we promote that. So people are accustomed to seeing some form of long form opportunity, on the radio station on Sunday mornings. But the key part of this is where this is going to live beyond the radio station on those weekends. And, living on the podcast platform, living on the Chamber's website is important, as well as the social media outlets as well. Now, part 2, I'm going to have Janelle kind of play this recording to it. This is what we call a vignette or a donut. And then I'll come back at the end just to kind of explain part 2 of your opportunity here.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Rich. Very comprehensive. It's like, I think we've got this down now that we've done it for 2 other times.
Now another Howell Area Chamber of Commerce Community Minute, informing you about area community events and Howell Chamber of Commerce members. This month's featured event is the Fantasy of Lights. It's the annual kickoff of the holiday season, the day after Thanksgiving, on Friday night, the 27th at 6 p.m. This year's event is a drive-through at Thompson Lake Park. And now an introduction to a new chamber member, XYZ Home Comfort. XYZ Home Comfort is located on Grand River in downtown Howell. They specialize in all your furnace and air conditioning needs. Right now, they're featuring a $79 furnace checkup and $500 off any new Lennox furnace installation. Reach out to them today and schedule your no-contact service. Their courteous and professional technicians are ready to help your home stay comfortable all year long. Visit them at xyzhomecomfort.com today. This has been another Howell Area Chamber of Commerce Community Minute. Their mission is to be a catalyst for a vital business environment and an exceptional community. If your business would like to become a part of the Howell Area Chamber of Commerce, please contact Janelle Best at howell.org. Now another.
So that is what we call a vignette, if you will. What we're trying to do is create a living entity on the radio station that puts you into the fiber actually of the radio station. So think of it this way. We have a long form program that is the Howell Chamber of Commerce show on Sunday mornings. We promote it on a week-to-week basis, a minimum of 15 times, driving people to that show. We also upload it onto our podcast platform, where I know I've got scale in the marketplace with nearly between 900 and 1 million sets of eyeballs on a month-to-month basis. You have your social channels as well as an upload onto the chamber website. The vignette package that we're talking about right now, this is something that's going to run Monday through Friday in prime time only, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And it gives, again, the twofold, where it gives the opportunity for the Howell Chamber to talk about what's going on in Howell. And again, where my signal goes with WHMI, keep in mind, is that I go as far east as Wixom Road, as far west as Okemos, as far north into Grand Blanc, and as far south as just about the Ann Arbor area. So all of those residents that are outside of our area, that any of those events that we might be promoting are going to help drive those people into our community to spend money and to at least know what's going on in Howell. So it gives us that, and then it gives you a chance to highlight your business in that time as well. And I'm also offering, and I know that we've done this with Dion, who's my production director, through his voice the entire way, but that donut itself about your business, I invite you as well to come on in and do it in your voice if you so choose to. Talk about your business and talk to the community about what you want to convey to them. And then on the back end, it gives another opportunity for Janelle to talk to future members or people maybe that aren't members right now. And I just think overall, I think it's a positive message for your current membership to see what the chamber is doing on your behalf.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rich. That was great. I really don't have a lot to add there, except for we're really excited about this opportunity and to be able to provide this to members. So I know that was all really, really great, but believe it or not, there's more. So I'm going to kick it over to Julie and let her tell you about the other features that we're offering in this package.
Great. Thanks, Janelle. Thanks, Rich. That's an amazing program that you guys have put together. And what you're offering is just, like you said, out of the box and very strategic. So let's move on to the Howell Chamber Streaming TV campaign. So a lot of you have heard about digital. Digital is important, but a lot of you don't understand what digital is. And basically what, in a nutshell, is it's ads that are delivered to devices. So your cell phone, your laptop, your tablet. And, sometimes you'll see those ads popping up. That's what we'll be doing. But it'll also be running on TV. So for example, if you're a Comcast household and you do on demand, those ads will actually pop up there too. So the commercial will stream almost 30,000 times per month. They are targeted to adults 25 to 64 years old with a household income of about $75,000 a year plus. And the reason we chose those specific demographics is we want it to be broad enough, but not so broad that we're targeting people who maybe aren't your potential customers. And this seems to be the sweet spot for most businesses. And I know when Rich said too, that's pretty much very similar to their demographics also. So when we are doing these digital campaigns, super targeted. And that's why we need to put the demographic information in there. In addition to why this digital component is so important and how it's so targeted is, those homes, most homes have set-top boxes where through your cable provider. Comcast actually takes that data and it works with a third party, which is Experian, and they're able to tell us with each household how many people in it, their ages, their incomes, what car they drive, their streaming habits. They know a lot of information. And so Comcast then takes that data and it tells us specific to, for example, Livingston County, where they're streaming, what they're watching, what they're doing. So when we execute this digital buy, it's only being delivered to those places. So that means there's no waste. In addition to that, each of you will get your very own digital ad. And the Xfinity account executive, who happens to be a friend of mine and is amazing, will work with you directly to create a specific ad for this digital campaign. The ads will run evenly executed. So what'll happen is she'll load up all the ads, and then when they're delivered, they'll just rotate evenly. What's fantastic about this product also is there's analytics. So at the end of a month or a quarter, they can provide us analytics to show you know, how many times it ran and the effectiveness of it. And the other great thing is these are guaranteed impressions. So for example, let's say instead of 29,411 ads ran, let's say it's 29,000. We're not going to lose those extra 411 times. Those will be guaranteed and made up at some point. And so it's very rare that they fall short, but what is wonderful is that they are guaranteed that we will get all those impressions. Moving on to the coverage map for the digital product, as you can see here. And the community serves are, you know, of course, going to be our core, Brighton, Howell, Heartland, but you're also covering some of Fowlerville, Fenton, Holly, and Milford. And so those are going to be fringe communities. So that just means that you're not covering all of that community, but you're covering parts of that community. So again, highly targeted to Livingston County. And to let you know, if you happen to be a Livingston County resident, but you work outside of the county, you'll still have those ads delivered to your devices because it knows where you came from. So that's really important too. All right, let's move on to the social media campaign. As I stated, these are not, we're not updating your Facebook pages. We're not putting those on, you know, this isn't putting stuff on just the Howell Chamber page. This is actually executing an advertising buy that will end up on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Almost 80% of people in the United States utilize social media on a daily basis. I know you probably guys get that it's super important, but what a lot of people don't realize is how to actually use it properly. So I know we're very much accustomed to, you know, maybe posting daily, but the Facebook ads are very cost effective, and they did change their algorithms back in June. So if you did place an ad buy before, the way you do it now is very, very different. And I will tell you, I've gone through extensive training to learn how to execute this most effectively, efficiently, with the right content at the right time. And there's a lot of data and analytics that go into executing these buys. So we're going to actually do that on your behalf. And again, we're going to work directly with you to create an ad that will run equally amongst whoever participates. The daily range will be 2.3 to 6.5 thousand people in Livingston County daily. The reason that fluctuates is because there's only a finite number of impressions available every day. And it also will depend on how many people participate. So just know that on the low end, 2.3 thousand, but on the high end, 6.5 thousand. And once we actually execute that buy, we'll have a better idea of specific numbers. But again, a lot of people, super targeted, hyper-focused, and your ads will rotate equally. And then one of the things that we talked about is putting this investment into perspective. And traditionally, small business owners set aside about 5% of their budget to invest in marketing and advertising. So if you kind of do that math, you can get a really good idea of what your marketing budget should be. So when you do that math and we show you the investment, I can almost guarantee that that number will be much higher than what this investment will be. And so it's, like we said, it's strategic and it's very cost effective, and we're actually executing this entire buy. So, you know, it's going to make your life a lot easier to have us handle that. And in summary, the benefits. So again, very low cost, but super high impact because you're on multiple platforms. So if you think about it, you're listening to the radio in the car, for example, and you then go, you hear the ad, and then you check your phone and the ad shows up there, or you turn on your TV at night and you watch, a show you missed, and there's that ad again. We are hitting these people all over the place in Livingston County every single day. It's, I actually have never seen anything quite like this. It will save you time. Again, we're doing all the work for you. So you don't have to worry about that, other than we'll work with you to maybe get a picture, a logo, a tagline, something like that. But, we'll make that process easy. The value, by sharing the cost with everybody, you're going to maximize your exposure. So even if it's not your particular ad that's running at that time, the Howell Chamber is being promoted. So we're hoping that that gives more visibility to the membership as a whole, driving people to the website and, being able to find you easier. And then the other thing with these cross platforms, which just means running radio, digital, and the social media component, it will absolutely increase your SEO or search engine optimization, because your name will be out there constantly. And so when somebody's looking for you, your SEO will be up and they're going to have a much easier time to find you. That being said, Janelle, did you want to talk about the investment?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Julie. So our annual package investment, it works out to be $199 per month. That would all be paid up front. But I think that in reviewing all of the things that this program comes with, I know that Julie and Rich and I have all talked about this, to have access to multiple platforms and this cross-platform integration, it just doesn't, there's not anything out there that we know of at this price point. So it's incredibly cost effective in that way. And so we think that we're offering something very valuable here to our members. And this was really the thought process behind it, was really, how do we give our members and continue to showcase our businesses here right in the Howell and Livingston County region during a time of COVID, especially when it's so incredibly critical, that we're letting people know that you are here, you're open for business, and the services that you're offering. So we're really excited to be able to offer this to you at the low cost of what it works out to be annually, which is $199 per month. I believe annually it's about $2,388. So just off the top of my head there. And then the really exciting part is that if you sign up and commit by December 31st of this year and pay in full, we are going to enter you into a drawing to win the entire annual package for the upcoming year. So that is also very exciting. So it's a win-win. So either you're getting a great marketing package at a great rate, or you're getting a great marketing package for free. So I would utilize that logic when you're considering. But like I said, we're just really excited to see this. And I think Julie had touched on the opportunity to provide analytics, because I think that that's a really big thing too, is we really wanted to be able to give and offer a program to have hard data behind it, supporting that this is, you are getting exposure, you are receiving these impressions. So we're excited about all that. And again, just bringing recognition to our community, to the different things that the chamber is doing, and the co-branding opportunity too, that is exclusive to Howell Chamber members. So I think that in and of itself is also incredibly valuable. So I'm going to open it up for questions now. And I do see we have a few questions in our chat box here. So the one was, how often can you update the message? And that's a great question. So Julie, I'm going to let you answer that question.
Yeah, I was actually going to follow up with that. So our goal is not to be constantly changing these ads, but we can change them out. And I used an example earlier today that, for example, if you are a business owner and you need staffing, so you're running ads for your business, but then all of a sudden you need staff, or you need to hire, we can change out that ad for you. And let's say you say, I want to run that for 2 months because we really need to focus on hiring. So we can switch that out and then go back to your original ad. So yes, we can do it. But I do want to set that expectation that we're not going to be constantly changing out these ads. It's going to be a lot of work to do all that, initially setting people up. So we can do it, but I just don't want you to think this is, we're constantly changing the creative on that. You're muted.
I know, I just saw. Thank you, Julie.
Hey, Janelle, just in regard to, let's say, and go back to on the vignette side, on the radio side, I agree with Julie. So you want some consistency on a message. The beauty part of obviously with radio is that in the event that something has to be changed, we're able to do that very quickly for any of the members. So I do agree that you need some consistency there. But on the radio side, it's a little bit easier on the radio end versus on television to get things changed quickly. And I can offer that up to the membership if there's vignettes in the overall packaging.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for touching on that, Rich. And then the other question was from Sandy Cortez, and she asked, when would the program start? So we are slating to start the program in January. So we're looking to hit the ground running on January 1. We're looking to get people signed up through the end of this month and through the end of December, and with a potential go live date of January 1. So we are looking forward to that and excited to have you guys on board with us. Do we have any other questions?
I just wanted to add also that not everybody can participate in these Zoom calls. And I also said this earlier that I don't know about you, but I get a lot of emails. So, you may have gotten an email about this and didn't have the time to read it. So we just ask that if you could share it with your neighbors, share it with your buddies, other chamber members, make them aware of this, because the more people that participate, the more effective it will even be. It's a great program, it's effective, but just think if you had a lot of people participating, we are gonna blanket Livingston County. And so we would appreciate it if you would get the message out. You can reach to Janelle with any questions, or if she needs to get me or Rich involved, we are certainly happy to answer any questions you might have also.
Yes, and we had a couple more questions come in, and they were more on the digital side of this, because there is a production fee included and involved with the digital side, and that's for the content creation. Is that accurate, Julie?
Yes, and so that is a hard cost for Xfinity. And the reason being, that one is going to have more motion to it. It'll be more video type. They're not actually coming out and shooting a video, but they can take your pictures and make movement. And so that's where that hard cost comes from, versus the social media side, where we can actually take your stuff, create a beautiful static ad and utilize that. So yes, thank you for asking that question and clarification.
And then also it stated 2 companies at a time on the digital ad. Said,
let me just go back.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, right. So it's going to be a share. So very much like what Rich was saying, like that templated or donut ad. Because it's a 30-second spot, it'll be start with the Howell Chamber. There will be 2 businesses per ad, and then it'll close out again with the Howell Chamber. So
the radio side on that same donut on the video, or I should say on the donut side for the radio vignette, we have it as 1 advertiser in there just because of the timing of it. And what we've all obviously offered the chamber and to you, there's no charge for production on radio, and never will be for anyone that's out there that's interested in radio. All right, so just FYI, we don't have a charge on that end of it in this package.
Yeah, and that $150 is also split then by 2 people, so it's $75.
Great.
Per advertiser.
Wonderful, and thank you so much, Julie. And then we had another question from Renee Clark. She asked, what are all the other costs besides the 2-3 $2,388. And the only additional cost would be the $75 unless we wanted to look at doing those vignettes. The 60-second vignettes, if it's specified for your business, would be an added cost. And we could talk about that on a case-by-case basis because it's also very nominal.
Mhm.
I had another question come in. It says, with 2 people sharing the 30-second spot with Chamber, how long is the actual spot for each business?
So that'll probably be about 10 to 12 seconds per ad. I mean,
Okay.
per business.
Per business. Okay.
Yep.
And then how long is the business video in the OTT?
They're 30-second total.
30-second total. Okay.
So for people who don't know what OTT is, that's over the top device. So that's going to be your Rokus, Fire Sticks, things like that. So we will be running in those platforms also.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? Are these skippable?
Nope.
All right.
Wonderful. They are not skippable.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Good question.
That is a good question. Good answer.
Yeah, even better answer. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. What percentage goes to TV?
Oh, I haven't done the math on that, Janelle.
Okay.
I might need your help with that one.
Okay. So we can get back and answer that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know that off the top of my head.
All right. We will definitely get an answer to that and get back with you on that, Alan. Anything else while we're here?
I will tell you that it's a small percentage. I mean, it's not as big as you might think. I mean, I think we pretty much had it at about a third, kind of off the top of my head, with each component. So they're pretty equal.
Okay, awesome. And then we'll just make sure to get a finite answer on that.
Yeah.
And get back with Alan on that. Awesome. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? Good questions. Good group.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it doesn't look like we have anything else coming in at this time. I don't really have anything else other than thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to Rich and Julie and Diane for helping to put this program together. We're really excited to launch in January, and I hope that those attending today will be a part of that launch. So if you have any further questions or something else comes up or comes to mind that hasn't in this presentation, please feel free to reach out to me directly, and I can either coordinate answers with Rich or Julie or connect you guys directly as well. So I think
Janelle, how will they sign up?
Oh, you can sign up through the chamber. So you can contact me directly and we'll make sure that you're signed up, enrolled in the program. We'll be working on we'll all be coordinating very closely. So that way, once you're signed up, we will, contact Julie, and Julie will contact you to start the creation of your ads and people on her team. So as soon as you contact us and you signed up, we'll get the ball rolling. Mm-hmm. And I think that's everything. That's great. Good question, Julie. Okay. All right. Well, everybody have a great day. Again, if you think this is a great value, which I do, I hope that you'll share it with your fellow chamber members. As I believe we mentioned, this is a Howell Chamber exclusive. So we're excited to be bringing that to our members as well. All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everybody.